Hey, what's going on, family? Welcome to another edition of Maccabees TV / Underground Railroad compilation. I'm standing here once again with my brother Joel Benjamin, owner of Nicholas Bookstore. Shalom, brother. How you doing?
Shalom.
All right, man. So you got a great response from the last video that you did. We got a lot of inboxes on the YouTube page. I got a lot of hits on Facebook, and my understanding is you got a lot of calls. So there's a lot of people that really appreciated the information that you dropped. So we're just here once again for you to give us a little bit more information that we can use in order to better our health overall.
All right, first things first. Again, shalom. Big up to Maccabees TV. They fighting, going strong. Like, the stuff y'all do is great. And when I say stuff, I'm talking about the teachings and the balance that you bring to the forum. That's great. Also, gotta give a shout out to Brother Rich from the Underground Railroad. This conjunction that y'all doing right now is great because I don't know if you let the people know yet, this is going to be like a 6-part series. So we're going to talk about what you take internally, what you put on your skin externally, and other stuff that you could take internally for your skin and other parts. Also, we're going to get into certain spiritualities, stuff that with the way the government use, they spending billions of dollars in certain research, and they're not paying that amount of money for the stuff not to work. So we're going to get into that step by step in the series. So right now, this is volume 2, and we're going to look out for volume 3 very soon, because volume 3, I'm going to specifically target on the people with skin problems, mainly. You understand? So that's going to cover the soaps you use, the creams you use, the type of, down to the type of water you're bathing with. Like, this stuff is going to get heavy, it's going to get deep. And again, shout out to Maccabees TV and the Underground Railroad. So let's jump right into it. First things first, I want to gear more towards the men. So let me see here. Stuff that they need to know about. Now, Priest Daniela, have you ever heard of maca?
I have not.
Well, you a guy that likes to work out like me, so maca, very powerful stuff. This is the powder. Before I even continue, I also have a tea that I look to put out, and that got black maca in it. All maca is good. This is the regular one. This one right here, this is baby making herbs right here. I'm going to just put it like that for men and women, but of course a lot of men like this. This is maca, M-A-C-A. So people can be like, oh, what's that? And it's organic, of course. This is the powdered one. There's a lot in this right here. It does what it have to do. Now, maca adds circulation. Remember I said before, anything that gives proper circulation, you know what it does. It's going to give you a higher sex drive. But the interesting part of maca is when you go to the gym, and a lot of the top bodybuilders that don't use steroids, that use the different herbs, they use maca. Maca is one of the secrets that they use. So like with one of the teas that I made, it have maca, chaga. Now, a lot of people don't know about the chaga. I'm going to get into that later. But like I said before, the one I have is the black maca. This one is the regular one. They're all good. It got the regular, it got the red, and it got the black. Okay? I personally like the black maca because, you know, when it's black, it has more mineral contents, and there's a lot of stuff going on with that. So, this right here, you need a boost. You need to go to the gym, and just overall sex enhancement, men and women, especially men, maca. Because a lot of stuff that's going on in the community, and when I say community, I'm talking about our people, regardless if you're Kemetic, Hebrew, Muslim, Jewish, Christian, Buddhist. There's a lot of problems with impotence amongst our men in the community. I can't tell you how many times they come here and they want to be in secret. And they be like, "Oh, brother, you know," and like it's hard for them to even tell you at first what they dealing with. Now, not all of them just have an erection problem. That's not always the case. A lot of time is the premature ejaculation. Like they will ejaculate too fast. You understand what I'm saying? Take this maca. Your spouse gonna want to know what the hell is wrong with you. I'm only telling you like it is. So I'm gonna show other things on that. Now, this one is the acai powder. This is a superfood. Now, boost the immune system on high. The only other thing, I should say be more specific, the only other berry that's stronger than this is the maki berry, which we also look to put together a power pack with the maki berry in it, and we look to make sure we have it selling here as well as the maki berry. So let's go more on the acai berry, right? Of course, this is freeze dried. A lot of times when you're dealing with these type of stuff that's buried and powder form, you want to get freeze dried, period. Now, this also boosts the sex drive, men and women. But the thing about this is the energy. That's why I like taking it so much. The energy level is through the roof. And it's purple in color, by the way. In case people want to know what it looks like, it's purple in color. Now, they got a code when you're dealing with foods. The last time I spoke about God's signature. So, when you're dealing with certain foods, you have your green, your orange, your purple, your browns, your yellows. You understand? You're getting all that spectrum. The color or pigmentation of the certain fruits and vegetables does a lot, because a lot of times it factors in the mineral content that you're dealing with, the vitamins in it, and everything else. So acai berry, this is the powder form. You put this in your shake or you put it in water. You know, people, they like that, what's them little packs that they sell in the store? Super C or something like that. Listen, and when you read it, it got in the back, natural flavors and all that. That's a chemical. They say, I know it says natural flavor. Look it up yourself. There's a book called Consumer Beware. We normally sell that book too. Every time we get it, it's sold out. That's a chemical. You don't want these chemicals in your body. Then you got people taking the 5-hour energy. They want to get that boost. They want to go. You don't need all that. The acai berry. And again, perfect sex booster. I'm going to make sure. All right, let me go even deeper with this, because I was about to put it down. You have problems having high sperm count, you'd want this. That's all I'm going to say on that. Now, we got the castor oil. You ever took this?
As a kid, yeah.
Just the way I wish the camera was on you so they could see how you set up your face just now.
It has that aftertaste when I was a kid, yeah.
Now, for people that's constantly sickly, or you have children that's constantly sickly, you hear that? I love that sound. The castor oil will do the trick. It's pill form. Actually, like, let me make sure I tell you the right thing. Like a gel capsule, right? Now, this is the one with phenol in it. Now, phenol is also good for men and women. Phenol raises your sperm count on high level of volume and sperm cells. All right, so there's different things. People, they say, oh, well, I don't have a problem. I produce a lot of sperm, but then they can't have a baby because the count of them little things you see wiggling, it's not enough there. So you got to deal with the actual volume and of the sperm and semen. People got to learn the separation of the two. So anyway, when you take this, man or children, it's good for both. Now, I come from a West Indian background, and I know Priest Daniela does as well. So when you take this, especially the winter time, if you know you're a person, you always get the flu, you always get sick in the winter time, you want to take at least one. How much they say to take? I don't even need to read this. I'll tell you straight up from growing up and experience, at least one. And for your children, and especially give this to the young girls, because for some reason I keep seeing a lot of young girls is very sickly when it comes to the winter time. I don't know if it's something in the air. It's more so than ever before. So I don't know if it's something in the air or they just not getting enough strengthening in their system that they need. You give them one, and they ain't got no taste. It's not like back in the days where you had to take the actual oil in a spoon.
Yeah.
They make it easier for you now. So you just give them that pill. If anything, they might burp, and when I say they, the adults or the children, you'll burp and you might get that little castor oil taste or smell. That's all. So this right here, and being that it have fennel in it, the strengthening power that it gives you is off the chain. So this is particularly, I'm going to stress this, and this is 650 milligrams. That's pretty high. I'm going to stress this. We can't keep on walking around here constantly sick. Also, this is good for people with stomach problems as well. Like, well, let me make it more clear the type of stomach problems, because there's many different types. Particularly for like women who have problems with their period and they constantly cramping, this is good for that. You got any question on it? All right. Now, since we still on health, right? And we dealing with more healing and strengthening up your system, oregano. Now, a lot of people don't know how good oregano is for you. I'm talking about like you have viral infections in the lung, liver, anywhere. You want oregano, period. And this is not just any oregano. Let me stress that. This is oregano oil. Again, in the capsules. Oregano oil is very, very strong. I would recommend that you give this to children. I would recommend you more so give this to adults, elderly. You understand? This is very, 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 very powerful. If you have, let me show you how powerful this is. You know how people suffer from foot aches, from standing around all day constantly? You take this, you open like a capsule of it, rub it under your feet. Watch how fast the pain is gone. Or if you have somebody that have a fever, a really bad fever, you take this oil, again, you open it up, because this is the oil. This capsule is the oil in the capsule. You open it up and you put it down the spine, the spinal cord. Because what oregano do is it pulls. And as it's going into the skin, it's drawing out whatever's in there. Oregano oil, if you've seen oregano oil under a microscope, I mean the actual molecule, that sucker look real vicious. Like it got spikes and whatnot. Go check it out. You know, we got YouTube now, so you can YouTube this stuff. Oregano oil is no joke. If it was up to the government, I know they'll pull this off the market, but being that it's so easy to grow oregano, you could basically just throw it anyway, and it springs up. So they're not really able to ban that. So they play on the lack of your knowledge. Because remember, in this healthcare profession, they make money off of what? You being sick. And as far as I know, every other country, especially like Cuba, they deal with preventative medicine. And they deal with a lot of herbs. Now, their doctors get bonuses, like even France. It's a documentary by Michael Moore called Sicko. And you'll check that out. The doctors get paid and get bonuses for keeping you well, for keeping you out the health system. Because if you always coming to them, like you're assigned a doctor, and if you always coming to them for health problems, they got to where the government kicks in and is looking to pay for you. So they make and save money off of keeping the people well. Here in America, and I'm focusing on America mainly because since most of the people are here in America, right? And when I say the people are here in America, I'm talking about the ones that is such in poor health. They don't know things like this because the whole system is geared off of keeping you well. Oregano oil is very, 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 very good for people with cancer, especially stomach cancer. When you take this and you have problems going to the bathroom, you take this, you're going to go to the bathroom. All right? It deals with the intestines and it will start pulling and stripping and you'll be like, gosh damn. And that's from one pill. So a lot of people don't know how powerful, so they don't want you to get this knowledge in the healthcare profession, especially here in America. Because like I said, you have a fever or you have a child that have a fever, something simple as this. They open up the oregano oil and they just put it along the spine. And you'll see it start pulling. This stuff is amazing, oregano oil. When you read up more on oregano oil, you'll get to find out that this stuff is no joke. Again, we always make sure we get the highest, strongest potency. So we do what we do here at Nicholas because, especially when I'm bringing certain products in like this, I don't want somebody to just get any rinky-dink maca. You understand? I want the maca that's grown in the strongest soil minerals. Like a lot of people don't realize that's something you gotta look into. Our ancestors did it. Now when you're looking at the farmers, it's so much Caucasian farmers out there. And I'm like, where's the black farmers at? Like the science that was passed down, they need to know. So people might say, oh, I eat onions. That stuff don't do nothing for me. Let me tell you something. You eat an organic onion grown in some good soil. Perfect example, go Trinidad. And you get some oregano and some onions. When you cut the onion, you'll notice mucus start coming out of your nose. When you have the oregano, the real strong oregano, and you open it up, right there, you just pull the leaf, the smell that it triggers, and it's also good for the brain for studying, help you focus more. That's oregano oil. Now, back to the men and the women reproductive system. We got here straight from Greek, 500 milligrams. Now, from Greek.
I have a question before you go into that, Joel, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
Should we, so far we went over about 4 products. Should we cycle these products? In other words, can you take like 3 or 4 of them at the same time, 5 of them at the same time, or should you like cycle in between? Because you're going over a lot of stuff that deals with the reproductive system. So somebody watching might wonder, should they take them all at the same time or should they cycle them?
I would say yes, take them all at the same time. And I would say, yes, you could cycle them. It depends on your body. So that's where I'm gonna start getting into, I'm glad you asked that. Because that's where you gotta start getting into the O positive, O negative blood people. And you got the A positive, A negative, B positive, B negative, AB positive, AB negative. Those different type of people with different type of blood type. So the thing is, when I'm dealing with herbs or anything for that matter, especially if you're taking it internally or putting it on your skin, because one of the biggest organs is what? Your skin, and it absorbs, right? It's important to know the person's blood type, but if you don't know the person's blood type, you have to use something that's overall for everybody all across the board. That's the very important part. That's why with certain herbs, like I bring up, people be like, yo, I never heard of this before. Well, yeah, you ain't never heard of it before, because if you're living, again, in this area of the world, they not pushing stuff like that. They not pushing you to really find out your blood type. I saw people went and give blood to the doctors all the time, and they never study, yo, what's my blood type? It's important to find out your blood type. So you got people, especially if they want to do stuff for the reproductive system, they just take it all. A lot of people. People with O could handle it very good. Because, and when I say O, I'm talking about blood type. O positive, O negative. Because the blood in the system is stronger, period, bottom line. The O blood, if you go donate blood, they're going to blow your phone up. If you have O blood. Lock it for me. If you have that O blood, they're going to blow you up, period. All right? So now, Greek. Now, you have women that have problems with vaginal dryness. Now, this is a huge thing. And you also have some women be like, oh, I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that. Which is true. You might not have a problem with that. But are you really cleansing out your system the way you should? And this will do that. Now, the added bonus for this is when it comes to the men now. Now, Greek, I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to raise your sex drive. All right? Now, for men, men don't have to take a lot of this. This is something where you take, let's say, they say 2 capsules, right? And here it says 1 to 3 times daily. Men, take 1 capsule probably every 3 days. Or 2 capsules every 4 days. You understand? Because also, the way how this it works, I want to say like an adaptogen, although they really don't push it as that. An adaptogen is something where if you're sleepy all the time and you need energy, you take it, a certain product, it will give you energy. That same product that's an adaptogen, if you too jittery all the time and you take that same product, it'll help you calm down, mellow. If you can't sleep, take that product, it helps you sleep. That's one of the best examples I could give you of it. So this is also great for the women's breast. Depending on who's using it. Them women, their breast is sagging. Like some women don't even want to admit that stuff. Like I don't know what's going on with our people. This, like even the topics I'm going over now is so taboo right now. But
Yes.
I'm telling you, from running a shop and the people that comes in for these type of things, especially when I show them and I let them know this is what this is for, this is good for this, they go crazy over it because they always want it, and it's a huge problem. 1, stress. 2, they're not eating right. Or they could be eating right, exercising and everything, but they just still damn stressed, and that's going to take a toll on their body. Some women, they had a baby, they breastfeeding, breast sagging now. What do you do to put that back up? Greek. For men, again, like maximizing your sperm volume, this right here, and you don't have to use a lot of it. That's the powerful part. Greek. Matter of fact, I'm going to spell it because I noticed like when people had called in from the last video, they was getting the names wrong of the items. So that's Fenugreek. 500 milligrams. That's fun Greek, but how some people pronounce it is fenugreek, but that's not the right way. You know, don't just watch the spelling and say fenugreek. No, fungreek. Now, last time I spoke about the L-arginine. So again, like I said, we always make sure we deal with L-arginine and L-creatine. I always say we make sure we want the highest potency and deal with what we got to deal with. So now this one is the triple strength L-carnitine. L-carnitine, or L-carnitine, as some people pronounce it. Triple strength. Again, well, I'm just going to go over it again. I should say more in detail. L-arginine, always you want the liquid one. Again, always want the liquid one. Your muscle mass. If you're a person, you're very fatigued, especially after you do workouts or whatnot, you want to take this. And the perfect example, the way how I say to test to see that this stuff really works, what you'll do is try to do one-hand push-ups and pull-ups. If you're not able to do that, take this, go in that gym, and it really don't take long to kick in either, especially the triple strength one. It really don't take that long to kick in. Give it 2 to 3 days. I don't think I really have to say more on that.
Is it a pre-workout or post-workout?
Don't matter.
Okay.
Pre, post, it really doesn't matter. Because you're going to build the muscle mass and you're feeding the muscles. Like you have some people that before, all right, let me tell you a story. Before, I seen a dude, this dude was real scrawny, very scrawny. And I think it was about 3 weeks, maybe a month, I saw him again, and this dude was like, poof. And I'm like, yo, what the hell? Yo, are you juicing? Key word for juicing is steroids. So I'm like, yo, you juicing, man? He was like, nah, bro. I'm taking that L-carnitine. I'm like, L-carnitine? That was the first time I really heard of it. And he brought me to the shop, and he showed me, and it was powdered form at that time. And he pointed to, he was like, that right there. So happens that I knew the guy in that same health food store, and the guy in the health food store told me straight up, he was like, yo, don't really mess with that powder form. He said, it have powder form that's real strong and good. He said, but for the most part, the rest of them not. Not to say that don't take it because it'll be totally bad for you. But what happened is it starts to crystallize when you take it so much over time. It crystallize in the muscles, so you don't want that. That's why if you really go look, it's hard to find a powder form. Because to really have a real good powdered form, it's a lot of work they got to go through in the lab and whatnot. It's easier to make it in the liquid form, and it rushes through your bloodstream faster, and it bulks you up faster. So that's why you're seeing more places pushing the liquid form now, because they're not dealing with the crystallization in this in your cells and all that type of stuff. So that dude, he got real big off of this, and I know people that use this liquid and they're like, I'm telling you, that like use it religiously every day, you'll think that they're on steroids. I'm telling you, you go to the gym and just like I said, put it to the test. Try doing the one-hand pull-ups or the one-hand push-ups. Because when I do it, people see me do it, they're like, yo, what the hell? Like, no. Just you get your body structure right, you build up your inner muscles. That's one of the great things about this too. It helps build up your inner muscles. You have people, they go to the gym and they throwing up 300 pounds, benching. Mm-hmm. And when they done, they put down the plate. Clang, 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 clang. Mm-hmm. Be like, all right, 2 hands, pull yourself up. You know what I'm talking about,
All
right?
the time.
And yo, they can't pull themselves up. That's because they haven't worked the inner muscles. So you need certain things to help your inner muscles. All right? Now, let's jump back to the children. This one is extra strength. This is more the gastrointestinal support for if you have your child and again they're not eating, or every time they eat something they throw up. Well, not once, I still know this lady, and she has her child, and the child would vomit up stuff all the time. So let me just give you a breakdown of what this had in it. All right, so now this is berry. I want to pronounce this right. Duphilus. Dophilus. Now, this have something called acidophilus. Again, it have people, they have poor digestion. This is for children and adults. But of course, they add the berry flavor, the berries, so children could take it too. This have a lot of stuff in it. And one of the surprising things that I noticed it have in it is beets. I think I briefly touched on beets the last time, which is good for your blood. Beets is good for the digestion, the whole 9 yards. So this right here, if you have a child and he or she have trouble eating, or when they eat, they can't keep the food down, or for certain people, like I recently met a lady and she said she had it for 3 years and it's a belching problem. Like every time like that gas and she burps, and like this lady is like in her 50s, and she said it only started happening like 3 years ago. Now anytime that start happening, 9 times out of 10 it's something they eat, it's still in their system, or what I broke down before with the vaccines and all that different type of stuff. So basically, and this is extra strength too. I'm gonna make sure Priest Daniela get a zoom up of this. All right, so there's no excuses. I'm making sure I show you the things for your children, because a lot of people say, well, oh, I know all this stuff is good, but what can I give my child? So this right here is what you can give your child. All right, the next thing is the seasonal rapid relief, with EMIQ. That's a whole bunch of stuff they put together, herbs and all this stuff. Now, I'm making sure I show you. This is for people that need relief from itchy, watery eyes, and it's fast acting. Now, this is for people that you would think is mainly in the summertime with all that pollen and dust and stuff everywhere. Again, I don't know if it's something in the air, man. But wintertime, I'm seeing people have allergies when it gets cold. And, you know, that was very, very rare. You know, I'm an 80s baby. So that was very, very rare growing up. You'll see probably 1 or 2 person, they might have allergies when it gets cold, but now it's like so much around. So you'll take something like this. Like you have this one lady I knew in Canada, and oh man, her eyes would get watery, and it's from the cold, believe it or not. And her eyes would get watery, puffy, the sweat on her face. You would swear it's summertime and there's pollen around. The same way how the people get affected by the pollen and dust all over, that's what will happen. So for you people, because it's not really talked about, people that have allergies when they're cold, so I'm making sure I talk about it now, and there is help for you. Again, the next thing, the calcium bentonite clay. You have allergies, this will help a lot. Like you could go back to part 1, volume 1, where I spoke on this. But again, you have really bad allergies, this will help. And this too. And this pills forms, easy to take, it's not really bad. And it does what they have to do. So this is good. Again, if you know when winter time come, one guy I know when winter time come, his skin break out and he's always itching. All right? Again, this stuff will help. So, with all the stuff I showed you for the reproductive system, which I'm sure I'm gonna come up with more, let's talk about when you get pregnant. Or if you're working on getting pregnant. Prenatal vitamins for the women. Now, fellas, I'm gonna tell you what some women do. You ever seen them women, they get real thick and whatnot from the depot shots or the pills? This is the next way they could do it, get thick and whatnot. Prenatal vitamins. Now you see it'll say here, healthy eye and brain development. That's the support for the child, the woman, because a lot of women I've noticed have very lack of vitamins, the minerals that they need in their body. And that's because we all know the McDonald's and all these other stuff. And then some of the foods just don't have enough proper nutrition that it needs, that it's supposed to have, that your body needs. So they'll use this. Now, when they use this, you notice they start putting on the hips, they get thicker and whatnot. If a woman really want to get pregnant and they're having so much trouble getting pregnant, take this. So fellas, be careful. I'm telling y'all right now, don't say, oh, she trapped me, this and that. No, because especially if she wasn't taking with birth control or whatever. That's why with birth control, what it does, it tricks the body. It makes it think it's pregnant. That's why you see a lot of these women, they'll get all thick, nice and plump. Some of them just get like overly fat or whatever. So the body is being tricked with the chemicals in the birth control to think that it's pregnant. Especially with the depot shots. I see a lot of women, they blow up when they take that depot shot. All right? So ladies, a safer way to get your body in order when you're preparing for pregnancy, or if you want to get pregnant, is the prenatal vitamins. And of course it got DHA with it. Now, with prenatal vitamins, I'm just gonna run down, let me just show them the amount of stuff that's on here. All that, plus that is vitamins. All right, so this stuff works great. Did I talk about this the last time? The Q10?
No, you did not.
Okay, let's do it then. Okay, we have the Q10. We have 50 milligrams. We have 60 milligrams, and we have 100 milligrams. 100 milligrams have one called hawthorn berry. Men, hawthorn berry, it's great for your reproductive system. You know the men that have the testicular cancer? This works great. This also, if you have really bad joints, achy joints, Q10 helps restore the cartilage and it boosts your immune system. And poor circulation, Q10 will help with that. Now you don't really hear them talk a lot about Q10. You really don't hear them talk a lot about Q10. But the people in the know, they use Q10. All right? Now, the one with the 50 milligrams, it has psyllium and vitamin E. Now, if you know about psyllium, if you have problems defecating, when you take psyllium in your body, first of all, you get whatever nutrients from it, But psyllium is something that swell. If you get the regular psyllium, just put it in a glass with water, it gets real gel-like. All right? So that also, psyllium also help the cartilage as well. Now, the one with the 60 milligrams, this one have omega-3 fish oil in it. That fish oil is the bomb, especially when it comes to losing weight. Now, let me give you the breakdown. The reason why it's so good when it comes to losing weight, because omega-3, omega-6, and omega-9, they call them fatty acids, is great for weight loss because it helps you burn more fat and it fuels the muscles, okay? Now, the one that I like I said before, with the hawthorn berry, this one, healthy support heart muscles. For now, I'm gonna go for the men and women. Now, I already want to laugh because I don't want to offend nobody, but they have those people that end up in the hospital when having sex, or they die when having sex. That happens a lot more than you actually think it is. When they be like, oh, well, what happened? Oh, yeah, your pops died. Pops died in a hotel, okay? What he was doing in that hotel. I'm being real with it. And I know it's going to have a few people out there, they won't relate with what I'm saying. That's because the heart ain't strong. They probably take something like Viagra or Tonkat Ali, with these different type of stuff where you have to work out and exercise to build up your system, especially that heart, and they pass out. So this is good to give to the elderly as well, because it strengthens your heart, and it has that hawthorn berry. This is the 100 milligram one. Let me just show them. Hawthorn berry is very good in fighting cancer as well, by the way. All right. So again, these is basic things you could take. It's not like you really gotta go hardcore. You have to know, like, whatever you're dealing with, you know you need this aspect of it for what you're dealing with. And you need to know what to take. The problem that's going on is a lot of people just don't know what to take, of course. And if they do find out what to take, they need to hear it from somebody with hands-on experience that took it before or is still taking it. You understand? That's the fear factor that's going on with a lot of people when they hear about, oh, this pill and that pill, or this vitamin or herb and whatnot. They read up a whole bunch of stuff on it, but they haven't interacted with a community hands-on that have used this and could refer this to them. You understand? Some people, they just need that person. That's why I like to do more of the hands-on things. I like to show direct, and I make sure I talk to people and give them a full breakdown of the stuff. Because you might read on the internet and they won't give you all this. You might buy a book and they won't give you all this. You understand where I'm coming from? Any questions on this?
No, that's good. That's right on point.
So I know I was on point once. Priest Daniela ain't asked no questions. But if you got a question, it puts you on the spot. You know, for putting you on the spot, so you better come correct. All right. Now we're going to jump back. We're going to deal with two things. This, of course, the liquid extract. This is echinacea and golden seal. Now, winter time is coming up. All those people that know they be sick, or if not even for winter time or whatever, you use golden seal. Golden seal, I'll tell you a secret about golden seal too. Golden seal is great for the eyes. You could make something with golden seal, and I remember, I'm wearing the glasses now, so I remember when I did it. But you gotta be consistent with it. And you put some golden seal, a little bit of golden seal in the water, and it turned like a type of goldish, yellowish color. And you rinse your eyes with that. It's a great eye rinse, and you could put eye bright with it. Now, when you do that, I would advise you get the alkaline ionized water to do that, because it pulls, like I'm going to get into that a little later, it pulls and extract straight from the herb. All right. So when you take that type of stuff and you wash your eyes out, you're getting the full benefits of everything. Echinacea, very powerful stuff. If you was to take echinacea, like especially this, you'll notice it's like your tongue almost is getting numb. Echinacea is very powerful. If you have a certain cold, fever, you take this, and I'm telling you, it goes in aggressively. Golden seal and echinacea, both of them combined. This is some very potent stuff. Let me just show people so they know the correct spelling. Again, this is some great stuff. It will do what it needs to do. Now, warning, if you use this for a week straight, do not use it the next week. Some people, when they use golden seal for like 2 weeks straight, they have itching. So this is not something for you to use like every day. If you want to have your immune system booster on a very high level, 1 week on, 1 week off. That goes to what you were telling me about with the cyclones and whatnot, right?
Mm-hmm.
So definitely when it comes to golden seal, 1 week on, 1 week. Next thing, liquid extract, kava. Now, men, go home, wife stressing you out. Nah, let me not say that. Women, you
Why
go
not
home,
say that?
husband stressing you out. See, Danielle put me on the spot. Nah, this right here, you very stressful. Kava. Just the name alone makes you just feel calm, peaceful. Kava will release a lot of your stress. You could make your tea already. Take the droplet of this, put it in your tea, and drink. And man, it sends your dreams through the roof too. Let me tell you right now, your dream state, it's gonna be on high for those people who have trouble dreaming. That's the next thing. Like it's because we got so much people with certain mental problems and certain things that they go through. So kava is a great benefit. And I'm talking about like if you're really stressed to the point where you're feeling the tensions in your shoulders, your muscles, wife come home, and all of a sudden she arguing with you. I'm telling you take kava, it'd be like she just like wah 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 wah. That's how this stuff I have you. Kava is great, man. They also have it in a tea form, but this liquid extract form is like way stronger. Again, ladies, your husband around, whatever, and he's just like, nah. To you, it's gonna sound like wah 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 wah, because this stuff relaxes you, and that's why I had to slow down when taking it, because I might not seem like it, but I'm an aggressive person, and I notice like certain stuff people will do, I'll be like, man, all right, whatever. Normally I'd be like, what? You understand what I'm saying? So I don't play that. When I was taking it, I had to stop taking this. Because like every night I'll go home, I'll drink the tea, and like I said, it'll put you in such a relaxing state. Kava. Again, if you're very stressed, you come home from work. A matter of fact, I won't advise a lot of people to take it at work, especially if you be in front of the computer, because you'll just start getting where you want to sleep, you want to relax, and that's it. But if you have a hard day of work, or if you have trouble sleeping as well, kava will do the trick. Oh, and next thing of kava, side note, this makes you horny as well. Now, just like how some men, well, I say some men because the system is not functioning properly like it should. They have some men where that don't happen, where they wake up and they don't not in that horny state, so to say. Kava will do that for you. It puts you in that such relaxing state. You know what? Remember I talked about the GABA? in volume 1, you almost get a feel like how GABA is. Like your sex drive, you won't be like fiending like I want some now, but it will make you horny. And the only way I could describe it is like when the woman is waking up and she feel that way, or the man is waking up and they feel that way. So it relaxes you greatly, greatly. Now I want to advise that children really take this. This is, I'm gonna try put it out there. This is more so for adults. Okay. All right, let's move on over to that side. Matter of fact, no, we can stay right here. I didn't talk about the pecans the last time, right? No, I don't think I did. Oh, dang. Oh, what's the on there? Now, pecans. Remember, we talked about that stuff that, like God's signature. See, now I'm going to put Priest Daniela on the spot. What does pecans look like, my brother? Come on, man, you take it too long. What does pecans look like?
You got me, brother.
You see that split
Yeah.
going down in the middle?
Uh-huh.
This is great for women to take. For that vagina, pecans is good. But it's also great for men to take. For men, what I've known from talking about to a lot of men and me taking it personally, pecans really have you more like you're aware like what's going on. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the next thing about herbs. Certain herbs affect men differently from what affects women and vice versa. Pecans is very good. These so happen to be honey roasted pecans. Now me, when it comes to the nuts, I really like it raw, but it's something with pecans. When it's roasted, this is delicious, especially for you ladies out there and men that bake. You put a few pecans and it will change the flavor of your food, of whatever you bake in, dramatically. You could also chop it up a little bit and put it in your rice. And you'll notice the flavor that it releases, like, especially when it's roasted. Because you know certain things, the chemical components change when you add heat and all this other stuff. So, honey roasted pecans. Great snack, by the way. Now, we have the amaranth. For those people that like to use that white rice all the damn time, and then you're wondering why your foot's swelling, and all these different things happening to you, and you're so tired all the damn time, and your stomach is like out to here, because you really ain't taking the right stuff. But you'll see them Asians, they eat it like crazy, and they're not fat, none of that. The majority of them are not fat, and they constantly eat rice all the time. Their body structure is different from yours. That's a fact. All right, that's science right there. And even them, after a while, when they reach a certain age, they can't really eat too much rice. So this is amaranth. This is a powerful superfood. Again, when you use this and when you cook it, it gets all gluey like a ball. Good for men and women. The energy level you get when you use amaranth. If you're making your stewed chicken, whatever dish you're doing, you use amaranth, you're going to see what I'm talking about. Amaranth is good. It's an overall healthy meal for you. Also, like if you could get amaranth leaves, it's more powerful than spinach. But amaranth, the green itself, and you see a lot of cultures, they use this amaranth. And when I tell you, you're gonna notice how strong you feel when you cook this. It's real easy to cook. You boil the water, you put it in, and like I said, it's gonna get from gluey like. And when you eat it, the texture, like me talking about it really ain't doing no justice. This is some good stuff that you want to get in your body. very important. Again, we have to start straying away from the rice. But I notice, like, even when I cook at a lot of different events, the Hebrew events and the Kemetic events, when I cook, when I bring up stuff like this in the quinoa, and these are some people that are supposed to be vegetarians and stuff too, and they're like, what? Quinoa? Amaranth? Couscous? What's that? We're too stuck in that rice paradigm. Not that rice ain't good. There's certain rice that's good for you. I'm gonna get into that. But so much people just know about that plain old white rice and they're caught in that paradigm. So it's time to make the shift out of that. We talk about we want to get back to the healthy ways like our ancestors. This is the certain stuff they use. This is Amnarath. All right. Okay. Real quick. Chia seeds. Now I'm gonna talk about this for people that have problem holding in water, or let's say they frequently running to pee. Chia seeds will help. Chia seeds is like packed. When I mean packed with nutrients and fiber. When you take this internally, if you take this and you put it in water, you'll notice it get gel-like. That gel, that's the substance, almost like when you're using it's with an F, not fennel, yeah, like fennel, the fennel seed, and when you boil it, make a gel. This one you don't have to boil it, just add water, and it's gonna make a gel. Chia seeds is very good for you, great to hydrate you. I don't know no other type of seed that actually does that. You understand what I'm saying? So this is the organic chia seed. Just like the chia, that same thing that they put on that little stone pet head, chia head, whatever, and it grows. This is it. This is like a very powerful superfood. Very powerful. And it also deals with helping you lose weight. Why? For those people that are big, not because of fat, but because of excess water, it will pull that water. You understand? It will pull that water straight from them. And it will release certain waters that you need. So, example, people that live in like real hot places like Arizona, it'll be good. They take this on the regular. Chia seed. Now, you have something called Amnarath. Excuse me, scratch that part. Black quinoa. Everybody know about the white quinoa, the red quinoa. A lot of people don't know about the golden quinoa, especially the black quinoa. Now, anybody out there that use quinoa, again, this is the next substitution so where you don't have to use rice. You understand? That rice, that white rice especially, staying away from that rice. You use this quinoa, you're going to be packed with nutrients, especially the black quinoa. I'll tell you something. If you use this black quinoa at a certain time, a little too late, you just might not sleep because you'll have so much energy, like your energy level literally, and I mean literally, will be through the roof. Yeah, again, so basically the amaranth and like a lot of these different stuff I showed you, the amaranth, the black quinoa, they say how the ancient herbs, a lot of them was used by the Mayans for strength building. It goes so far where they look to make wine out of these things. These are the grains you should be using. You want to stop the diabetes, all that high blood pressure crap, all this stuff that's going on. You want to start using these herbs. It's very, very important. You need herbs with high source. They give you a high source of energy, minerals, and nutrients. All right. So black quinoa. Now you don't find this at a lot of places. Black quinoa is very powerful, and it's pretty damn rare, to tell you the truth. So when you get your hands on it, especially for the people who know what I'm talking about with that eat quinoa, they know. The black one is the bomb. All right, so got that in there. The last thing now is the water. All right. Now the next thing we're gonna do, one of the main, most important thing. People be like, yo, why you always stress the water, the water, the water? Because our body, they say, is like 78% water, but really it's like 90. Your brain alone, just your brain alone, is 95 to 98% water. Water is very powerful makeup of your system. You could survive a long time without food. Depending on who you are, you're lucky if you survive a week without water, type of fluids, period. Water is very important, essential, and the right type of water. And this water you could use to cook with it, everything. This is the alkaline ionized water. All right. So I'm just going to do a quick demonstration that people famously know me for doing this demonstration to show you how powerful it is, because everybody know about alkaline water, but it's not all about alkaline. You want alkaline ionized. You understand? I'll give you a breakdown of that. The normal water, okay, let's say this is your cell. We all know your cell got a hole and it needs to be cleansed out, correct? This whole hand from here to here is the water molecule. This, again, is your cell. It's not going in that cell, right? Because the molecule is bigger than your actual cell, so you're not getting properly hydrated. Period. Simple as that. So, with the alkaline ionized water, again, don't forget that ionized. That's very important. It goes directly into the cell because it's smaller than the cell, and it scoops it out because our body is like an aquarium. When you have an aquarium and you just leave the water there, you put good clean water there. I'm talking about you don't even have to have a fish in it. Just leave the water there. With no pump, nothing. And it's stagnant. What happens? It gets real mucky. Because the water is stagnant, it's not moving, it's not leaving. You have to change that water. That's what's happening with a lot of the people and these cells and the oxidization process. Basically, once it cleans out the cells and does what it have to do, it's a wrap. You're gonna get proper circulation. Everything is gonna happen. Again, when you cut the apple or you leave the banana out in the open, you start seeing it turning brown. That's an oxidization process. You want to stop that. All right. Now I'm going to demonstrate on the water how it rushes through your bloodstream immediately and have your blood starts pumping. I'm going to demonstrate on this young man right here. How you doing? State your name for the camera. Elijah. Again, Maccabees TV and Underground Railroads conjunction. So I'm going to do this demonstration. Matter of fact, the first time I ever did this on camera is on the Underground Railroad with Brother Rich. So let me just show you. Put your feet completely together. Back up so you can get his feet and everything. Yes, face the camera. Completely together, just like this. Feet completely together. You righty or lefty?
Right.
All right. Tighten up as strong as you can. Don't allow me to pull your hands down. Don't allow me to pull you down completely. All right? Straighten up. One more time. Completely together. Tighten up as strong as you can. Now I'm pulling down, correct?
Yeah.
Now people, whoever's watching on the camera, they can see that I'm pulling down. Now this is how powerful this is. I hope you're getting this down now. I'm just going to use a capful and then do the same thing. Yeah, just throw it in your mouth. There you go. Notice, not much. Notice I'm not taking long to go back in the same position. Feet completely together, just like before. Make your fist tighten up as strong as you can. Don't allow me to pull you down. Maybe I'm not pulling strong enough. Let me try some more. Tighten up. Now,
Wow.
it's not hocus pocus. All it is, his blood is properly circulating now. Now, I know people, and I don't like to even say this, but I have to tell everything of what it does and what it's about. Their system will be so poor, and they eat all kind of stuff, and then they start drinking this water, and they continue eating the stuff they been was eating, and they losing weight, and everything else. I met vegetarians, fruitarians, and I tell them straight up, raw veganists. I'm like, listen, it's really about the water. And when they be like, no, brother, this and that, perfect person to make an example out of. Shout out to our brother R. Hennis from Ready for R. All right? He got to see the power of what I'm talking about, and he's a fruitarian. So this stuff is great. It energizes system. Like right now, you're probably feeling like a lightheadedness.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, that's the oxygen properly rushing through the brains. All right. Again, before his blood was moving like this, real sluggish. That little bit he took, his blood started. So when you have the blood constantly moving fast, flowing in a circular motion like this around his body, when you go and you go to try to hang off, when I was literally hanging off one side of him, his whole equilibrium, as they say, start to form in place because his blood is properly circulating. All right? They have people who had cancer, diabetes, all these different things. The next powerful thing about this water, anything that you take that's good for you, any herbs and whatnot, it strengthens you big time. It pulls it up on high. I'm going to show you a T-test. It's called a T-test. I'm going to get regular tap water, and I'm going to use this water. And when I do that, you're going to see what I'm talking about, how it extracts the tea. Matter of fact, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to save it for next time because I want people, when they do it, it's time for people to start doing stuff and seeing it and practicing it themselves. But I will show it, but I'm going to save it for a next video because I'm going to show something else also added on that. This water is very powerful. Like this, we sell this for like $5 a gallon. That's very cheap. Now, I always tell people get the machine. The machine is $4,000. All right. Now I know some people saw it. I could picture y'all behind your computer. I should have turned around and saw your face because you was asking about the filter. I know y'all probably like, whoa.
No, I know it's not cheap. It's an investment.
Yeah, you know, some people like, yo, he lost his mind. You need to be taking some of that stuff that he used. Trust me. In Japan, they're allowed to call this stuff a medical device. The Ministry of Health, they use it and they're good to go.
I know somebody that has it in his bathroom and in the kitchen. So you take showers in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, all over, man.
And that's what I'm about to break down. The machine have different settings. Now, for people who have real bad acne skin problem, we have something that's called strong acidic water. You spray that on the skin and it clears up that acne, eczema. In the West Indies, is something like what we call lota. You know what I'm talking about, right? And, called lota on the skin, and it's also shared by different soaps and whatnot, believe it or not. This stuff, when it sprays on, does the trick. We also have that available. Then you have the next setting on there that's called beauty water. Now, the only reason why I push the water to the people is for those who can't afford the machine. But really, I'll tell you right now, there's no excuse. Because you do a down payment, because I work with people, I make sure I get them the cheapest price, one of the best machines that they can get. They got payment plans, you pay what, $250 a month, right? Not only that, the initial payment is $800 and something. So let's say me and this man, we want to get our health in order. And we know how great, not good, great and powerful this water is, right? Me and him put together, I put 400, he put 400. Now, we come up with the down payment. I think the down payment is like $825, something like that, right? And if you want to get it tax free, and you have a church, you have a non-for-profit organization, which a lot of people do, they buy it through the organization, so they get it for $4,000 straight. Or if they live in Delaware, well, tax free. Anyway, so we put together. Now we got to work out the monthly payment. Now you have the machine, you using your machine. We have to work out the monthly payments now. So I do 150, he do 150. Now I'm telling you straight up, it got people that I never thought would have been able to get the machine. And I'm not putting nobody down, I'm just saying like it is. And they came with their cousin, their uncle, their auntie, their sister, and their brother. And they all put together to get the machine. And when you see them, especially when it comes to losing weight, oh my gosh, you will drop weight using this water in 1 week. I'll tell you a story. It's factual. This guy, ACS, wanted to take him and his wife children away. And these people smoke like chickens. All right? And I'm talking about weed, puff, puff, give. All right? And when you smoke weed, it also, two things happens. It makes you very thirsty and very hungry. Well, the only thing they ever drink was this water. They bought a machine and whatnot. Yo, they called me all excited. They had the lab results and everything. I know these people, they like a chimney. Smoke like a chimney. ACS, some people called on them. And she just had a baby too and everything. No weed showed up in the baby system. No weed showed up in her system. No weed showed up in his system. Now, reason for that is when you alkaline the body, all this stuff gotta be flushed out through your urine, your sweat, your mucus, your defecation. Not only that, when you smoke marijuana, it stores in the fat cells. This water helps structuralize your muscle, boost it up, and what it's gonna do, it's gonna eat the fat. So the less fat you have on you, the less the cells will show up. Like it's not rocket science. It's really simple. Plus, it's pulling the stuff out of the system. So when they told me that, I was shocked, because when they first told me, yeah, they gotta go to ACS, and his wife was all crazy, worried, and whatnot, and how excited these people was when they ran this test, and no marijuana, none, showed up in their system. It was like, whoa. They couldn't even believe it. That's how powerful this water is. I know two people that work sanitation, and they were about to lose their job, and they put them on the program because they showed up for marijuana in their system. So with that job, they'll work with you in the MTA, right? They put you in the program, but you're not returning back to work until your opiate levels go down to show that you haven't been smoking. They give you, I think, about 10 weeks to get that down. To be out of work for 10 weeks is a long time. Like, they're not paying you. But the job is paying for you to go to that program to get yourself better. Long story short, people got out of there in 3 weeks. One person I know, he got out of there. The lady wanted to keep him overnight to test his blood, send him out of state for a special testing, because she's like, in her 30 years of doing this, never has she seen somebody opiate levels go down that fast when dealing with marijuana. Never. And that's out of whole mouth. It was like, yo, miss, I got stuff to do, I got my child, whatnot. That's not happening. And that's what saved them from going there. Have a next lady, again, MTA, she used it. They sent it to a certain group of people that does with the testing. They couldn't believe it. All right, so this stuff is really that powerful. You're going to notice, like, you might have, them calluses people have under their feet or whatever. You'll notice you start drinking that water on the regular, calluses gone. I know people that had, let's jump to the strong acidic water now. I know it had a guy that had a cyst in his hand, and he had operation. He got the cyst taken out, and the wound was taking forever to heal, like 3 weeks. He used the strong acidic water, came back the next day, straight showed up. He was like, brother, I need more of that. And he showed me his hand. The stuff closed up. That was 1 day. All right? And then he kept using it, and it closed up, and he couldn't believe. till the point where he started drinking the water, the alkaline ionized water. Like you have some people that buy the water that have wrinkles and whatnot, and because the beauty water, this is the machine now, the beauty water tightens the skin. So like I said, for people that really feel they can't afford it, we deal with certain different aspects of the water, but we push for them to get the machine, because once you get the machine, you save way more money in the long run. And that's just it, bottom line. Any questions on that?
Nah.
So I did a pretty in-depth breakdown.
Excellent.
This water is very powerful. I even go to the spiritual aspect of water. People take the Carillion photography, the aura pictures, and I'd be like, yo, take the aura picture. And I'd be like, drink the water, go back the next day and take the aura picture. And I've proven this already. And people is like, whoa! Your aura, everything is brighter because remember your DNA, your aura is a projection of your DNA. So we could go deep into that, but I won't, because that's getting more into the spiritual part, and we're going to do that in another volume. All right, the last thing I'm going to show you is, before I wrap everything up, is the black rice. What I call black rice, which is really wild rice, if I can find it.
Yep, it's right there.
Wild rice. Let me let them get a good picture of this. You see how long the grain is? It's really a darkest brown, sometimes a real black. This stuff is amazing. You want to get full fast, you'll notice you'll just eat a little bit of this and you'll be surprised how full you get. If you're gonna really eat rice, this is one of the rice you'll want to eat. And if you notice, they put ancient grains, just like the amaranth is an ancient grain, just like the black quinoa is an ancient grain. Wild rice is what they call an ancient grain. They have other cultures that use this daily, like how you would eat the regular white rice daily. They're using this daily. And I only went back to this because I knew I said I would talk about the rice. This is some very powerful stuff, this rice right here. So I would advise people, if you want to eat rice, change up the rice you eat. Get the wild rice. The grain is very long and it looks somewhat thin when you boil it, and the texture almost a crunchy texture. That's because the skin layer of it, like I said, you'll just have to cook it to see what I'm talking about. This is very good. Again, if you're going to use certain waters, like I said, if you want the machine, I'll make sure I get you the cheapest price for the machine. I'll work things out with you for that water machine, because it's nothing like when you cook food with it. When you cook food with it, the pastas, everything that you dealing with cooking food and you using water, use that alkaline ionized water and you're going to see what I'm talking about. Again, you could reach me here at Nicholas. Daniela will put up the information and you just call, ask for me, and I'll set up a way for you to get the machine and get delivered from you. Like just last week, a guy just paid in full for his, flat out, because he had certain health problems and he was getting the water, and he's seen the amazing turnaround the water did. So he just straight up bought the machine in full, like straight. And he live in Texas, so like $400 and something because of the tax. He just dropped the whole thing down. That's how powerful this is. Again, in America, they wanted the Asian guy who came up with it to be allowed to say it's a medical device, but he had to pay something like 20-30 million a year to allow to call it a medical device. And then it's only certain hospitals they'll have that in. In most hospitals in Japan, it's everywhere. A matter of fact, I have a homeboy, the same one who bought one of the machines after he seen how the levels went down with the marijuana when he was going to the program. He went to Malaysia and he's like, yo, like how we go up in the supermarket, they got them water machines just selling there. Like if it's nothing. And he went to, I think it was Japan or China, the second time he went, because he went there first and then went over to Malaysia. And he's like, yo, they all using this thing and the people's skin looks so great. All right, so this stuff is great. I hope I've been very helpful and informative and give you a proper breakdown. Again, next we're gonna do volume 3, and that's where we're gonna get more into the stuff that you put on your skin. All right, so shalom. Y'all have a great one.
All right, so we're going to put up your information on the screen as always. We're going to put up the website, and this brother is very accessible, family. So, if you have any questions, if you want to get a hold of any of the products, just give the brother a call, and the brother will reach you. His wife is also here, so you can speak to her as well, and you can get your products. It's definitely worth your time, man. Your health is priceless.
That's right. And for the people who might be blind, like I always think about that, I'm going to still put the number out there for audio, 718-858-4400. If certain stuff that you don't see on our website, for those who ever look on our website, or stuff I mentioned and you might not see it on the website, just call. We do orders over the phone as well. That's what a lot of people like to do anyway. But if you want to just do it through the website and there's something on there that you see, you could do it on the website as well. So again, Brother Nanyala, he'll put up that information, but I just had to say that number orally so the people could hear it on audio for their ears. All right?
All right, Joel, it's a pleasure as always. Look forward to volume 3. We look forward to seeing this up on Maccabees TV and Underground Railroad. Just keep doing what you're doing and keep spreading that knowledge, man, because the scriptures tell us, for those of us that are in tune with the scriptures tell us that a good health is priceless, man. It's worth more than gold, because it's something that once you lose it, you can never get it back, no matter how much money you got. We look at a guy like, what's this guy's name, man? Steve Jobs. How much money did he have? And he died of cancer.
If he knew just half of what I know,
That's
he'd
it.
still be alive.
He'd still be alive. And that's a fact, family.
Cancer is one of the easiest things to cure, a matter of fact. Because all you gotta do is alkalize your body. Like the alkalized ionized water. It alkalizes your body. Once you alkalize your body, it's impossible for cancer to survive in your body. Basic. But he didn't have an app to stop that. All right, and I'm gonna leave it as that.
All right, brother. Good to see you. We'll see you again soon. We say shalom to you, brother.